Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time of day you've chosen to join us here on From the Bat Cave, I thank you. I'm your host and champion, Red Thunder Adam Gerard, and joining me this week are my tag team partner, Adriana Allman, the president.
We're not a tag team, I'm sorry.
My wrestling manager, LL Cool Elder himself, Wayne Campbell.
So when do I get paid? Where's my chicken?
I'll pay in chicken, that's fine. I'm going to issue paying you in chicken and watermelon and grape soda, obviously. Over in Mo, we have the champs publicity department itself with the dad knight, Braden Ahern.
Tag me in.
And, of course, joining us is the man without a championship, without a good-looking face, without a beard, without any discernible skills, without really anything redeemable about him at all. It's Matt the Pro Richards.
Fuck you, champ. You're just a chode. You're not
Look,
a champ.
Matt, what you have to say is great, but the funniest part is that I wish I could hear you, but I can't, because right here I've got 10 pounds of gold just deafening me in this ear. So your point's so useless to me. Anyway, Braden, how's Mo this week? Is it championship-rific?
Yeah.
Man?
I am. The rest of Mo, nah.
Oh, well, of course. Sorry, I should have prefaced that. How are things in the Batcave in Mo, not Mo itself?
Pretty good.
Hey?
They obviously haven't found out about your camera yet, because you still got it.
Yeah. It's not missing.
Yeah, that is true. Let's pull back the curtain a little bit here, Braden. I understand you have in fact gone all out and upgraded your studio facilities as well. So you're in as perfect high def as we've been in these last few weeks.
Yes, I am. Well, to be fair, I was in as perfect high def last episode too, just with the inconvenience of only being able to do it in 20 minutes.
HD at 20 minutes at a time.
Alright!
Long enough to film a porno, but not long enough for From the Batcave. Long enough to film 4 pornos if Matt's in them.
Wow! You're on full dick alert tonight, aren't you?
Sorry, can't hear. Champ. So anyway, Wayne, how are things over there in the special part of the world I like to call Black People City?
Very black.
Yeah?
Yep. Very black.
A lot of people?
No, just me.
Well, it must be lonely.
No. I've got plenty of white. I've got plenty of grey. I'm good.
Alright, and then how are things in the Oval Office, Prez?
Still have to put up with your bullshit. So not great.
Look, you might be putting up with my bullshit, but you're putting up with the bullshit of a champion. So
Champ.
let's get on to, if we're going to talk championship things, now the banter. I'd ask you how things are going in Richardville, but I already know the answer. Shit, look at your face. In my opinion, who must be the champion of pre-tapes, and let's hear about the movie we're going to be looking at later tonight.
And now for our feature presentation.
The big green guy is back.
They call me Swamp Thing.
You're a plant, aren't you?
He's come back to settle the score.
Find him and bring him here.
He's got a grudge, cause they turned him to sludge.
I believe this is yours.
What?
The return of Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing, 1989. The film that was a sequel to the last film we watched where the bloke looked like that. Remember when he looked like that? Now he looks like this. Oh. But back to the movie. This movie, yeah, it's a little bit dull actually. Not much really happens. Doesn't seem like there's a plot or a point. Swamp Thing does drive a Jeep at one point. That's pretty sweet. And yeah, did I mention not much really happens? Oh, Heather Locklear's in it. Yeah. I'm assuming that the character originally... So I've read the book of this, and the character is quite smart, so I'm assuming that Heather Locklear read the script and understood maybe 4 words of it, because that's about all she speaks in this thing. Did I mention the suit's better? That's really all it has going for it. Yeah. Look, I'll be honest with you, I really don't have much to say about this one. It was one of my childhood favourite films, and I don't want to ruin the experience for myself, so instead, I went to the trouble of tracking down the original director who was going to film this, Sir Helmut von Helmut von Helmut. And he was gracious enough to come in here and tell us exactly what happened in the filmmaking process and what his original plan for the film was. Well, originally I've wanted to make it very, very similar to this Swamp Thing comic. And in doing so, I thought I would stick to the storyline very much like the novel. I picked up the novel and I read it and I thought, this is fantastic. How can I make this into a movie? And so I took the book and I read it. And originally in the book, for instance, like, Abigail is not a crazy possessive bitch. She loves the Swamp Thing because she wants more than just a man. Man let her down. But the Swamp Thing, he always there, like the moss on the rocks for her. And then there is Arcane, and how he came back, and the whole metamorphosis of Arcane, and the fact that he was falling apart, and he wanted so much to survive that he would do anything, including sacrifice the very woman he loved, Abigail's mother. And then when Abigail turned up, he had another opportunity to once again have the fountain of youth that he craved so much. But all of this was lost because they did not want to listen to me, and instead of having the subplot where points the security guard with the big bosoms, instead of having her slip her way to the top like a predator and slowly but surely take out all the men until she is the only one standing, that is just thrown away! Thrown away! And why? So Heather Locklear can have a flower come out of her foot? Why? I cannot take it anymore. Well, thank you, Sir Lord Helmut von Helmut von Helmut, for coming in here and sharing his thoughts with us. He is, of course, a 96-time Oscar Award winner and a very prolific filmmaker in his home country of Budapest. Anyway, Swamp Thing, yeah, as I say, suit's much better. Everything else, pretty weak. And but I will give it this. Actually, I think this is where it originated. The last act is just shit blowing up in, like, you know, it's in a lab on a small scale, sure. But I think Swamp Thing may have invented the Marvel ending.
Well, thanks for that, Adam. You are indeed a fucking champion. You deserve this belt as much as I do. Look, I completely agree with everything Adam had to say in that championship. Championship recap is what I'm going to call it, because he did have a championship with him. He is a champion just like me. So, let's get into it. I'll throw the floor over to everybody who isn't Matt to give me your opinions on Swamp Thing. Return of Swamp Thing, in fact. Well, we talk both, but Return of Swamp Thing, better suit, let's go, guys.
This was a giant turd.
It wasn't great.
It really was not.
It wasn't great.
Hey, I didn't ask for your opinion.
The suit was good.
The suit was amazing.
That
Fuck off me.
I reckon
Fucking chump.
the suit was good.
Yeah.
The makeup was much better looking, but she was shitter. And that was it. The story was much the same.
No.
There was no story.
There was something good in. There was something good in there, though.
Give me the hard stuff, man!
Oh god, that fat
That was
ginger.
great! Come on, let me in!
Stupid, don't let me in! Nothing yet. Got any hard stuff? Butthead, that's my dad's camera.
Oh, fucking hell.
Now,
Sounds like Adam.
I
had a
need
good
to interject. I need to interject here and point me out. You're all saying this had no story. I'm sorry. I have a book here. Can you see that?
Yeah, but even you said they cut out a lot of things from
that
the book.
is the Return of Swamp Thing, the novel. And look, there's a lot of story in here. It's actually very good. There's a whole thing about. I'm gonna let you finish, but shut the fuck up.
But the thing about the book that makes
Nothing in
it...
this really actually happened in the movie.
Actually, it did. Have you read it?
No.
No, of course not, because you can't read. Here's what happens in the book and what this film is actually about for the illiterates like Matt here. The point of this film, and yeah, the scenes are trying to tell it to you. If you don't know what they're trying to tell you, yeah, it doesn't make sense. The plot of this film is that Dr. Arcane was found in the swamps as basically that wolf thing that he turned into was a temporary skin that he shed and reverted to his human self, but was pretty much left dead. They reverted him using the chemical shit that Dr. Rochelle was initially working on, and that restored him to the aged version we had at the beginning.
Right.
The plotline of this film is that Arcane is trying to find a way to... He's dying rather quickly, so he's trying to find the Fountain of Youth so that he won't die.
Right.
However, the only genetic makeup that can combine to give him that is Dr. Alec Holland's Swamp Thing form and the DNA of his late wife, who is Abby's mother. So the only DNA that there is of hers left is in Abby. So he needs Abby's DNA in order to clone and heal himself. That's why in the book, the part where she puts the ring on and draws the blood is actually a completely thought out. Like, the reason he gives her the ring is it has that in it, so it will draw blood, so they can get a piece of a genetic sample to make sure it's correct and things like that. There is a lot in the story. It's just not. It's not conveyed. It's not that it's a bad story. It's badly filmed by a poor filmmaker because the filmmaker isn't showing you these things that should allow you as the audience to know what is happening.
All right.
You know, in the same way that the sex scene, as it were, is not a sex scene. Swamp Thing is giving her a part of him that she eats, so they share a consciousness.
Right.
So what she is actually seeing is his thoughts of what he wishes he could be doing were he a man.
Cool.
Yeah, that kept me, and I was very weirded out by that.
Yeah, it got really awkward.
The other problem is Heather Locklear is not a very good actress, like, at all, and that really
She's
damages
nice to look
it.
at, though.
That's what damages it, is that she's not portraying and selling what you need. And especially against Dick Durock's Swamp Thing, and this time he actually gets to use his own voice in it, is perfect. Swamp Thing is perfect right off the bat.
Yeah.
From the second he steps into the screen with his amazing brass music, he's just ready to go. It's just everything built around. If it's not Arcane or Swamp Thing, it's terribly acted, and that's a serious problem. And then yeah, you're right, Matt. I will give you one place that you're right here. This is the championship's concedence. That yeah, the little fat orange-haired kid and Wayne's brother, they weren't good.
We never had password.
Got one now.
You want password? I'll give you a password.
Oh, I'm so scared.
They weren't good.
Nah, man, they was shit, man.
It's my dad's camera. I don't even know how to act, so occasionally I'm gonna look down and go,
No, not my dad's camera.
But yeah, seriously, we actually had a conversation about this off air. Matt and I did. I'm just going to break a bit of kayfabe here and admit that I do talk to him from time to time. And we both kind of agreed that we realised in the first film, Wayne, you got diabetes, right?
Yes.
So if you watch the second film, they hire the fat white kid to drink all the sugar water so he'll get diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
So they learnt from this one. Okay, I'll see. Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk some things about this film. How amazing is the fact that that Swamp Thing regenerated out of the bathtub? And while we're on that, how amazing was it that the director let us watch all 15 fucking minutes of the slime going into the pipe? Literally, in film school, you get told to show, not tell, and you get told to have continuity shots so that you know this leads, like him going into the pipe and then him coming out of the tap. It's all the same shots. You know what's going on. You don't need to give me 15 minutes of it. I get it.
Yeah.
5 seconds. 5 seconds of the water. I'm like, okay, that's Swamp Thing going in a pipe. Cool.
Okay, you want better for that one.
Well, overcrank it, speed it up or something.
What is it? 15 minutes of people driving ATVs, boats, fucking.
Oh, that montage.
That montage of vehicles just driving.
Yeah, but they didn't find anything.
High rate of knots trying to find one dude in a swamp. It's like, I need to find Swamp Thing. All right, cool. Let's hit it down the fucking river at fucking 80 knots.
I did like the fact in the first one nobody calls him Swamp Thing. His name is.
Can't fucking see him.
His name is Alec Holland throughout the entire first Swamp Thing film. But in this one, only Arcane calls him Holland. Everybody else calls him Swamp Thing.
Abby calls him Alec.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead, Brad.
Is that nearly 10 years later?
Is it? No. From what I gather, it's meant to be, a couple of years later. Arcane's just meant to look way older because of the shit that happened to him, but no, it's only meant to be a few years later.
Okay, but still, in that time, I guess there'd be legends and stories of this creature in the swamp film. So
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. That's fair. That one's fair. I'll give you that. What did everybody think? We went from the goons in the last one, who were pretty useless, to fucking beret goatee, looking like a cheap man's Kevin Nash. Actually had a worse beard than Matt, and that's saying something.
Is that the dude that wanted to rape fucking
everything?
Yeah. Anything to move with his orange jumpsuit.
Rambo the second.
With his orange jumpsuit.
That dude gave me fucking brain AIDS.
And then he got blown up with a fucking grenade.
Yeah.
Which he survived.
No, he didn't. He survived the car. He survived the car flipping and exploding, but Swamp Thing puts a grenade down his pants and throws him away.
Oh, that's right.
Me and the boys got to tag team her. We'd she sucked my dick, and then he's like, "Oh shit, man, come on, I was only joking." Die. Terrible shit. In the book, the chick, the offsider.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing about how she's like everybody remember Goldeneye?
Yeah.
Remember Famke Janssen's character, the I think her name was Anatobia on a top, and she crushed people with her thighs. It was all about using her sexuality as a weapon. That's what that character was meant to be in the book.
That's not what I saw on that TV.
It's because they cut out about 8 fucking scenes. There's so much of this film got cut for some reason. I honestly don't know why.
She says fucking 4 lines, and
it's
half of it is the fucking Scar throwback with that rapist dude.
And she's
Did Lethal Weapon
talking
3
with
scene
her
to me.
eyebrows.
And
Well, I got this scar from my daddy's butcher knife.
It also has a different ending than the book. The book doesn't have Dr. Rochelle coming back as a giant monster. It ends with Arcane, and Arcane basically similar thing. Arcane sucks the life out of Abby, and Swamp Thing turns up, and basically lays havoc. It just rips the fucking place apart, blows the whole place up, and then takes Abby back and saves her. But it's not meant to be about 2 months between when he fucking finds her dead and when he saves her. It's about 20 minutes.
She would be pretty brain dead by that point.
Oh, she'd be fucked. She would have to be. But she's a plant now too, because that thing grew out of her foot, remember?
Mm-hmm. That's why I was asking you earlier if there was another movie made after that, because
there wasn't made. There was a TV series made after this. The only thing that related to the films was that Dick Durock still played Swamp Thing. In terms of the characters in the comic books, Abby Arcane is Swamp Thing's lover, and the whole plot line of the backstory is she's obsessed with plants and a herbologist and a botanist and loves plants and just wishes that plants could speak. Wishes that plants could speak, and that's why she ends up with Alec in the comics. I do want to call something out here. This film has one of the best intro packages with the comic book covers and the Ken Burnsing effects.
That was great.
There is one comic cover in there that's very hard to get because it's expensive, and that is the comic where Swamp Thing takes over Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
Right. That was cool.
So you might have missed it. There's a wrought iron gate that's covered in Swamp Thing with his head above it. Yeah, I can't remember what the story is. Something happens and he basically comes into Gotham. And it might even have something to do with Poison Ivy, but he comes into Gotham and by memory, Batman's even like,
"Do you shit, man?
Not touching that swamp."
Whole bags of it.
You do what you need to do.
I'm a fucking.
I'm
gonna let you finish.
I understand.
I'm not gonna interrupt. I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm a Batman. Have my championship belt. But yeah,
I'm Batman.
So yeah, it was.
I'm Spectator Man.
Yeah, it was. It's an interesting film. It's just
told pretty bad.
It's lacking. It's lacking the substance that the book and the script clearly had in it, because that is based on the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are good points, though. I do want to talk about the good points. I don't want to talk about the fact, obviously, the suit is amazing. even the monsters they make in this look better and serve a purpose. Like that leech one that's running around at the beginning, the elephant half, the leech thing at the start with its suction mouth
the
and shit.
fucking cricket face dude.
Yep.
Sorry, cockroach.
Yeah, cockroach. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and then
That
obviously
was creepy.
Rochelle at the end with his big brain and so that it looked much better. It clearly had more of a budget to it, but it's let down by the fact that they hired. I'm going to say it right now. The biggest problem in this film is Heather Locklear. Heather Locklear is the biggest problem in this film.
Who directed it?
Some no-name who I don't think has directed
I
much
think
else.
that's what kind of killed the film.
No, because you can have a first-time director who doesn't know what he's doing, and if you put him in there with, say, Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., and Helen Mirren, that director is basically sitting behind a camera going, "Okay, everybody, make sure you press record." He's not doing jack shit at that point because the actors are there. Like, look, I don't think he gave Dick Durock any suggestions or any direction. Dick Durock just went, "I'm Swamp Thing. You just sit in your chair.
Sit down, shut up, I'm Swamp Thing."
So, that's... I don't know. All right, Braden, what else did you think? Did you think it had any redeeming qualities?
Well, yeah, I think the way it was presented visually was the main difference between this and the last one. I wasn't feeling the story. I guess the structure was better than the last one, whereas the last one sort of had your beginning and your middle going around in circles, and then you had the ending. It had a bit more meat in the sandwich, but it seemed vague.
Still a shit sandwich.
Did everybody else really enjoy the fact that clearly at some point the director of this watched Swamp Thing 1 and saw the part where Swamp Thing gets set on fire at the beginning, runs into the swamp, was like, "Whoa, that was amazing.
Yeah.
We should show that again in the film." And then halfway through, like, somebody came up to me, "You know what would be even better than just showing it in the film? What if we did it too?"
Yeah.
Because literally, that shot is just replicated.
Yeah.
And then, like, you see this, the leech guy gets set on fire and runs into the swamp and gets turned off. And then 5 minutes later, Alex like, I'll tell you about Arcane, and then you'll really know what happened to me. Yeah, I got set on fire, and yeah, combustible comes up on my word of the day screensaver. Alec Holland gets set on fire, and they replay it. The whole thing! Not even just like a few moments, they literally just replayed the intro of Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was a cool stunt.
There was a cool stunt.
Because
that was a pretty rad stunt. But yeah, I didn't understand the... although, you know what is going to make you really sad, Chicken and Eggy? Alright, do you want to know? Yeah. The chicken and egg situation here. Lethal Weapon 3 contains a scene where Riggs is talking to Rene Russo, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this scar being dragged along this, I took this bullet, I took that bullet." Where do you think the writer saw that scene and took it from?
Yeah, she got it from some return or something.
But that's sorry, no, so I'm going to stop you right there. I'll let you finish in a minute, but first,
no, you're right.
Champ rules. That means that Lethal Weapon 3, a film that... Raise your hand if you honestly think Lethal Weapon 3 is a good movie. That's 4 out of 5. She hasn't seen Lethal Weapon 3 yet to know. That means 4 out of 5 of us know that's a good movie, and we all have to agree one of the best scenes in it was lifted from The Return of Swamp Thing.
Yeah. But done in a much, much better way.
Yeah.
And with better actors that aren't just like, "I'm a rapist, let's fuck."
Yeah, it did get a bit weird. Like, it was bite marks on her boobs and shit from, like, I don't know, fucking summer camp or something.
It was a concert. Was it Burning Man or something like that? It was something
stupid.
It was a concert of some description where she clearly let a dude bite her on the chest. And the funniest part about that is it is a complete bite mark as well. I mean, he got all of his back. Like, he really...
His back to the left.
Man, he detached his jaw. He literally... He detached his jaw like a snake in order to do that. Alligator jaw.
There wasn't much meat that he could actually do that to.
No, I disagree with that. She's the chick that plays Points in the thing is meant to
She
have
had big boobs.
She's a double D. Yeah, I can't remember the actress's name. Monique Gabrielle. Yeah, Monique Gabrielle is a Playboy playmate. So it's my job to know these ridiculous fucking IMDb facts. Would you like to know how I know it, Matt?
All of the security guards in Arcane's place with like their orange like jumpsuit things with like the pop collars and like the sleeves ripped off. It was just so 80s.
Yeah, but you've got to give it up to our rapist with his beret, who was like, you know what this really needs? A leather vest. It needs a leather vest and a belt that I'm going to wear that'll undo, but doesn't actually serve any purpose because I have a zipper. Yeah. It's a jumpsuit with a zipper, and he wears a belt without any belt loops.
And the belt doesn't actually do anything.
No. Doesn't even hold his gun. His gun is strapped to his leg.
Yeah.
So he has a belt there just to be... It's accessorizing. He really... Who the fuck? Let's be real. Who the fuck is just going to wear... Like, who just takes a belt, just some big-ass belt, and just goes, I'm just going to wear this, even though it doesn't actually hold my pants up or do... It serves no fucking purpose. He just wears some gigantic, gaudy-looking thing. It may as well have just been golden caught, all the light reflected everywhere. What a fucking joke. What kind of an idiot is going to do that? I ask you.
Well, he was an idiot. His character was a fucking idiot today.
Sorry, Braden, what was that? I couldn't hear over the sound of polishing my belt.
His character was a fucking idiot. So.
That's true. He was no champ. Didn't deserve a belt like that. That was his problem. He didn't earn it. He didn't win it. Didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking my life.
So
the reason why they had the belt and the vest.
Here we go.
And the beret because he was the boss. You know, he was the king of the
So you're saying that when you go to work for Arcane, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy that clearly replaced Bruno.
Yeah.
From Something One.
Yeah.
You go to work for Arcane, and he's like, all right, well, you work on my security team, so here's your orange outfit and your boots.
Yeah.
But then when you get promoted to management or leadership, they go, all right, here's a belt, here's a beret, and here's a leather leather vest.
Well, you look at him. You look at the chick. She was in black. Then every other grunt was all just orange.
Yeah, well, they know what the chicks on the security team, and they had to make sure they got a cleave in.
Yeah, but those who were the big grunts.
Yeah.
And everyone else was just, you know. It's
so you're saying it's a ceremonial thing. It's instead of having a lieutenant, instead of having a captain's pips in Star Trek, then it's like, oh, he's got the belt. He's the chief of security. Worf Sash. Yeah. His belt was Worf Sash. Yeah. Nice.
But see, in Star Trek, if you're wearing a red, you're the first one to be killed. You're the first one.
You're gonna fucking die, mate.
Dead.
And that's what the jumpsuit was. The jumpsuit was.
If you're unmentioned in the credits.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But Swamp Thing, Return of Swamp Thing are the two reasons why I hated the 80s. Because they made no fucking sense. Those two movies made no sense to me.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the reason you hated the 80s was because of Swamp Thing and Return of Swamp. Not fucking like Days of Thunder, not fucking, I don't know. I'm so mad I can't even think of the shit stuff that came out of the fucking 80s. But you're telling me, you're coming into my house and telling the fucking champ that what you hated about the 80s.
Who's older?
You're telling me what you hated about the 80s was Swamp Thing and Return of Swamp Thing.
Well, you watch the fucking things now. Back in the 80s, they made sense. But now, because we have fucking logic, yes.
Oh my god, this is the fucking decade that brought us War Games.
What's that?
With Matthew Broderick. You are telling me, you are straight up telling me that Swamp Thing and Return of Swamp Thing are worse than the following films. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 to 5, Hellraiser 2, Halloween 2, no 3, Halloween 3, and what was the other really crap 80s one that came into my head then? I'm so angry, I'm forgetting the Return of Cocoon or whatever the fuck it was called. Cocoon 1, sure, good movie. But you want to fucking tell me the champ that Return of Cocoon is a better film than Return of Swamp Thing or Swamp Thing? Is that what you're telling me?
Actually, I can't because I haven't watched Cocoon 2.
Get the fuck... There's a chop for you, Wayne, from the champ. Can't believe this shit. What I'm hearing here. Can't believe what I'm hearing here. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to put you out of commission for weeks at a time, like Matt. But look, Wayne, you go home. You do me some homework. You watch Cocoon 2, The Return or The Awakening or whatever the fuck that shit that's what's called. Look, mate, when there's a film that comes out of the fucking 80s and Steve Gutenberg is gone. No, I'm out. Alright? That's a bad movie. He made 4 fucking Police Academy films before he was right. Maybe this is a bit shitty. Okay? He didn't even have to look at the script for Cocoon 2. He was like, fuck this shit, and fuck you, I'll go make Swamp Thing 3. God damn it, Wayne.
Swallow.
Breathe.
Are you done?
Yeah. Let's put a pin in Swamp Thing and move on to the other things we have to talk about, because I could talk all night about how Swamp Thing is actually good and how these guys are wrong. And let's face it, you at home, all of you at home, you know his opinion matters. You know why I'm the champ and why these guys aren't. It's because I'm right. So let's get into. No, Wayne, it's not your championship belt. Let's get into what we thought of this film. Let's start off with the Guggenheim. Who are you giving out your Guggenheim
to? That rapist.
Rapey Rambo, second.
He gets a Guggenheim. He gets a Braden Hare Award for rapey behaviour.
Braden, you got a Googs?
Yeah, it's going to Fat Ranger.
Oh yeah.
That's my dad's camera.
Was that you were great grandparent or something like that?
Yeah, it was my great grandparent from the 80s.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck. I don't know. Actually,
that your grandparents?
I'll be honest with you. That is the only redhead in Hollywood who's not a member of the ThunderClan, and we're proud of that.
Yeah,
we're proud of that.
I'll be proud of that.
We are quite proud to say that the ThunderClan did not produce that.
Like fuck.
That's mainly because we don't.
Did Sponge? Is he on the Sponge?
I would actually say I reckon he might be a part of the Sponge family.
Sponge clan.
He might have been the first of the Sponge. That's my dad's drugs.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Wayno, you got a Googs?
Oh fuck. I'd say Heather Locklear.
Yeah?
I mean, she was all action, but nothing else.
I don't even think she was any action.
Well, what were you watching?
Well, she was.
Seriously, compare this movie to Cocoon The Awakening if you thought that was fucking action.
No,
Holy shit.
I'm not talking physical action. She was just hot. That was it.
Yeah. She was hot. It reminded me of someone who just like a crazy cat lady or something, but with plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the point.
He's almost as bad as rapey behaviour as the villain.
No, it's Wayne.
Yeah, but see her costume. It was almost up her ass.
Yeah.
It was. She was wearing those high-waisted satin panties.
Well, was she wearing panties?
Yeah, she was.
Because I had to rewind that 3-4 times just to make sure.
Yeah, well, when Swamp Thing picked her up, the arm kind of came across and covered her crotch.
Look, I'm just saying,
if you're hard up for a bit of a wank bucket,
a wank bucket,
a spank bucket, fucking a spank
bank. The fuck is a wank bucket? Is that what you wank into, man? You collect yours like a fucking milk pipe.
Like a spank
you
bank.
Disgusting fuck.
Like a spank bank of memories of hot porno actors or anything. If you're that hard up for a spank bank, why don't you just want
a spank bank makes sense. It's a place you go and deposit your spank images. It's not a fucking bucket.
I've never heard of a spank bank.
You never a spank bank. Everybody's heard of a spank bank. Nobody's heard. Braden, you've had a wank bucket.
No, not a wank bucket. Spank bank, yeah, not wank bucket.
All right, so Adriana, are you giving out a Guggenheim for this movie?
Shit.
Yeah, right there, right.
Wow, that went downhill really quickly. Yeah, probably to the rapey security guard dude.
Gunn. His name was Gunn.
He was no gun.
He
was just...
yeah.
Well, if he was a gun, he'll defeat
Can
him.
I-
security.
Can I give my fucking Guggenheim to Matt for that joke? Shit, you're terrible. Alright, the Guggenheim for me goes to Heather Locklear because if you're going to be the lead actress in a movie and you're going to build a career out of calling yourself an actress, maybe you should learn to act. You're useless, bitch. Yeah. Also, 80s underpants were really weird. They sat really high. But yeah, yeah,
Where were the underwear
my favorite
shots?
part was when he was carrying her out of the.
But you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
My favorite part was that was the part where she played dead for like 25 minutes because that was probably the most acting she did, and honestly the most believable. The best Heather Locklear is when she shuts the fuck up.
She was probably actually asleep.
It's easy to play a plank of wood when you are a plank.
Yeah, that's probably why they were probably like, well, if she's going to love plants, we should get somebody who's wooden like a tree.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. A special honourable mention does go to the two kids because last time we had Wayne. Like I said, he was an excellent addition. Sponge's forefather and Wayne's brother. They're just cheap rip-offs. Just cheap rip-offs.
Not enough coke.
Give me the hard stuff. All right. So let's.
My dad's camera.
It's my dad's porno bag. This is the one he always wanks it to.
Quick, hide it under the seats. Just get rid of it.
All right. Have you guys? We'll start
There's
with
nowhere
Matt
to
again.
go.
Have you got a Cranston for this film?
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Okay. Braden.
I think I can honestly say that Swamp Thing was probably the only good character in this movie. So yes, Swamp Thing.
Wayne.
Yeah, I'll say Swamp Thing. Well, the costume.
Costume.
The costume was.
Costumes. So.
Swamp Thing was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, honourable mention to the costume.
The costume is pretty incredible, Adriana.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. I'm giving mine. I'm giving out a set of Aaron Pauls here. Giving one to Swamp Thing, obviously.
And the other one.
Other one's going to Arcane because that guy still ate the scenery. He was great. What are you going to green? Oh, going to Swamp Thing green.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing green. All right. Well, let's move on to thumbs up and thumbs down before we move on to the next aspect of the show. And let's throw out thumbs up, thumbs down. Matt.
In light of the story, I'd probably actually give it a 2 thumbs up because the story that was told on that movie is fucking shit. Knowing that there's a backstory now that you've told us, and there was actually a whole chunk missing, it's actually a not bad story.
Yeah, if you've got one scene that explains something, there's one scene that that's missing that basically is an explanation of why Arcane wants Abby. It would have taken 45 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this director, it probably would have taken him 45 minutes because he has to shoot everything literally. This was 24 the movie, and I think he shot things in real time and didn't want to cut them down. This would have been a 36-hour film otherwise.
Yeah.
Braden, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I think I gave the last one 2 thumbs down from memory, so I'm just going to straight out fence sit on this one.
Of course you are.
Fence sit for life.
Fucking hell, man. You fence sit more than Matt apologises. Wayne?
Wow.
I'm going thumbs down because they
because it was Coon was better. The 80s gave us everything Matthew Broderick ever made except Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is the only good film that he made, and you're calling this out as the worst of the 80s.
I'm saying the 80s was shit. The 80s.
Yeah, but your comment was, I didn't like the 80s, because it's like literally Swamp Thing was the thing that you were like, no. My problem with the 80s was Swamp Thing. I don't want to get in round 2 here, but like, come on now, come on. So how many thumbs down are you giving it?
I'm giving it 1 down.
It's okay. It's only 1. I can live with 1 down, but still.
But I had to admit, the best scene I've seen was that car when Swamp Thing and Abby was in the car.
Oh, Swamp Thing's driving.
He's driving. I don't know how the hell he's driving, but
who gives a fuck? That was great.
But you had a whole lot of shooters, and they all missed shooting.
They were shooting off the side of the car.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't want to hit Abby because then they can't. If she dies, you can't save Dr. Arcane. Come on, Wayne. They're good security guards. You're not used to seeing quality fucking henchmen, obviously.
Well, they must have been on acid or something, because most of them couldn't even shoot.
I mean, they're in the swamps. How many? Look at the quality of cunts who live in this swamp. You've got fucking 4-eyed black kid from the last one. Then you got these 2 kids who are fucking drinking cokes and looking at their dad's porno mags. The swamp isn't exactly full of people you can choose from.
There was that sheriff or that police officer.
The dirty old bastards. Yeah.
He turns up for 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, and we would be remiss. I just want to interject you before you last 2 thumbs up. We would be remiss if we didn't mention that Sarah Douglas, Zod's missus from Superman 2 is in fact one of the villains in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adriana?
I'm gonna have to fence it on this one because Swamp Thing made up a lot of the film, but it still wasn't really enough for me to
if you
say it's good. It's not a good film.
If you had all come to me 24 hours ago or earlier and said, what do you think of this film? 5 thumbs up. It's one of my favourite films as a childhood. Going back and watching it now as an adult hurts a little bit because I'm like, man. You know how they like don't meet your heroes in real life because they're dickholes? That's what it felt like. I was like, oh man, damn it, Swamp Thing. But I'm giving it 3 thumbs up still because I still think it's great. I still sit there. I'm like, this is a terrible film, but I love it because here's the thing. Here's how I judge this. Okay, all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films are terrible films. Friday the 13th films are terrible films. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 is a terrible film.
No,
but fuck me, are they amazing pieces of filmmaking that you can sit down and go, this is horrible, I can't look away. That's how I feel about the Return of Swamp Thing. He's like, this is bad, but it's so bad it's entertaining. It's cheesy bad. Yeah. It's comic book bad. It feels like a comic book as opposed to the first one where it's like, is this a horror film, a monster film, or a comic book? This at least is a comic book.
Yeah.
And it's short as well.
You've sent me back down to the 80s school. I just remember watching
Coneheads! Sorry.
I just remember watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there was a part where the dude chainsaws off the top of the, part of the dude's head, and there's just 4 jets that have just gone.
2, isn't it?
Or it might have been 2.
I reckon that's 2.
Anyway,
the big scene in 1 is where Leatherface throws that chick onto the meat hook.
That's right.
You're thinking of 2. 2 is the comedy one that has dumb moments like that. And is my point that it's not the worst film of the 80s. I'm like, this fucking idiot says. Seriously, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, there are not enough thumbs in the fucking planet Earth to give it enough thumbs down. That is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
What film's that?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It's possibly the only film worse. Truthfully, the only film worse is the Halloween film. I want to say it's 3. It's the one not about Michael Myers. It's about like a cult of witches. And it's fucking atrocious because it relates nothing to the film.
I reckon Dracula 2000 is pretty fucking shit.
I'm talking 80s.
Okay.
I'm talking in the time period that Wayne deemed the worst ever. Right. So yeah, alright, so 3 thumbs up. Alright, so let's move on to some other business here on the cave. There's some things I need to get out of the way. Some logistic things, and since you're all here, let's have a bit of a team meeting, shall we? And let's talk about the fact that, Matt, what happened? What happened in the last episode? You sat here through the entire fucking episode, wasting my time and my internet doing some form of editing, telling me you're going to put in the Dropbox to be ready to go for publication time, and then there's nothing in the Dropbox, and you release some video where you're trying to palming off on Braden. Come on, I'll get to you in a minute, Braden. You give us your side of the story, but let's hear it, Matt. Let's hear what fucking piss-weak excuse you've got to come up with this time.
That fuckhead. That fucking.
That's all you're going to give me? Yeah. All right, Braden, what do you got to say for yourself? He says you deleted his file.
I wanted your response, Matt. I wanted your response because I wanted you to look like a fucking idiot.
Well, you did make me look like a fucking idiot because you deleted my fucking video, you faggot.
Your video is going to be so fucking wrong. Your argument is going to be so fucking wrong. And I'm going to slaughter you. I want that video. Do that fucking video.
Well, I'm going to do the video. I just got to fucking do it again because some fucking moron in Moland fucking deleted it because he was too fucking...
why didn't you save it? Legitimately, why didn't you save it?
Because I did save it and I put it up to Dropbox and I thought, you know what, Adam would never fucking delete it. And it's on the cloud. It's always, once it's up there, it's fucking always there. But it's not. Because this dick fucking stain fucking deleted it.
Well, you know you're supposed to have, like, backup copies.
Yeah, that's like how good filmmakers work.
That's filmmaking 101.
You gotta have backup.
Well, I didn't drop out of film school, alright? So
You didn't go at all?
Exactly. So I don't know that shit. I'll do now because fucking dickheads that are going to delete it.
Alright, Brayden, I gotta ask you a question. Brayden, have you thought about filming some sort of response to Matt's allegations?
I certainly have. It will be out in the next few days.
Oh, excellent. I look forward to seeing that because I want to hear the truth. I want to hear the truth because let's face it, if you come to me and tell me something, I believe you. If Matt comes to me and tells me something, I mean, it's probably 70% bollocks.
Got to take it with a grain of salt.
I've got to take it with a grain of salt, but not only that, you've got to judge it based on. I mean, if he can't grow a beard, how can he tell the truth?
Exactly.
His face isn't even honest with him about being a man.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Are you going to have a cry? I'd make a video about it,
No.
and I'd probably upload it to Dropbox and you'd pretend it got deleted or something.
No, the only people that are fucking crying are in Spider-Man 3.
Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't seen this apparent video you cut together. Unbelievable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to promise you something on behalf of From the Batcave International Propriety Limited, as well as on behalf of me as your champion. And that is that we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to find out exactly what happened to Matt's tape. And if Braden did delete it, there'll be repercussions. But, if it turns out, in fact, that Matt is pulling a bit of a fast one here, he's playing a bit fast and loose with the truth, then there are going to be some repercussions, Matt. There are going to be some repercussions, and there are going to be some serious punishments that you need to prepare yourself for. You know, because here's the thing, Matt. Here's something that I don't know if you realise or not, right? I know a lot of wrestlers. Do you know how I know a lot of wrestlers? Because I'm the fucking champ. And here's what I'm going to do, Matt. If it turns out in any way, because let me ask you something. You aware that I can go back into Dropbox history and see everything that's been uploaded and deleted? Because if I find out that you've been lying to me, I'm going to enter you into a series where you have to fight wrestlers. That's going to be your punishment if I find out that you're lying to me. So, do you want to take an easy way out now and tell me if you're lying to me? Or do you want me to find out the truth and then you can get your ass handed to you by a bunch of big guys?
Well, wrestling's are weak anyway.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, fuck it. I'll go in the ring with some wrestlers. They're probably weak as piss.
Matt's gonna die.
Alright, Matt. I'm going to make you a deal.
Like Spider-Man 2.
I'm going to make you a deal. Right now.
Entry.
Right now. Mm-hmm. You still make me that Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3 video that you apparently made. Alright? Mm-hmm. And I won't do any investigation into finding out. I'll let Braden have his say. You and he, you still have a feud. Okay? You haven't buried the hatchet with him. You're burying it with me right now. Your champion and your boss. And here's how this is going to go down, Matt. I'm going to give you a pass. I'm going to give you a good luck pass that I very rarely give him in the championship mood right now. And this is how it's going to go down. You're going to get in the ring with some wrestlers.
Fuck yeah, I'll get
You know what? I'll go you one better. Since you love running your fucking mouth, since you love talking so much shit, why don't you jump on YouTube each time and cut a little video talking about how you're going to take down these wrestlers each time?
I would, but this fuckhead might delete him.
I'll tell you what. I'll film it for you.
Alright.
And we'll get them up there and then we'll see. We'll see what these wrestlers think, and we'll see maybe if some of my friends from Championship City want to take it to you, Matt. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see Matt get his ass handed to him by wrestlers, well, stay tuned because that's going to be coming very soon. I promise you that.
It's alright, they're weak anyway.
Matt's going to die. So, is anybody else, or has anybody else got anything else they'd like to say for this week?
Yeah, I would like to put a shout out for Matt's eulogy. If anyone wants to write it, go ahead. Because I don't think we are.
No.
Fuck that.
Not even going to bury it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Wayne.
Yeah, the wrestlers will.
Yeah.
Fuck the lot of you.
Actually, that's a good point. If you have a container out there that we can mop up what's left of Matt in and just store the viscous fluid that is left of him after this in, please send it through to From the Batcave, care of FTB 1245 Matt to Dumbfuck Lane, and we'll make sure that we keep Matt's essence in that in the years to come.
Have to be a spank bucket.
Yeah, that's true. We'll put it in the wank bucket. That's a good full circle call there, Wayne. I like that. On that note, we can't go higher than that. On that note, thank you very much for joining us on this very special championship edition of From the Batcave. I've been your host and champion, Red Thunder Adam Gerard, and joining me have been the Intercontinental Champion, the Dad Knight Braden Ahern.
See you guys.
The European Champion, LL Cool Elder, Wayne Campbell.
CC.
The Women's Champion, the President, Adriana Allman.
Boom.
And the dumb bitch who's going to get beaten up by wrestlers and doesn't deserve a championship belt. Fuck, he doesn't even deserve a piece of rope to hold his pants up. Matt the Probe Richards.
Fuck yous, I'll take yous all on.
Well, thank you all very much. Once again, I'm your World Heavyweight Champion and From the Batcave leader, Red Thunder. And we'll see you all next time here from the Batcave.
This has been a Cabana production.
You're gonna die, Matt. You are gonna die so hard.
Die.
Fuck off. How hard could it possibly be?